looking at structured exception handling today, or SEH overflows. So welcome back, and yeah, we'll start to look at some harder buffer overflows. So we're kind of off of the stack overflow now, looking at some of the harder stuff. So as you can see, I got my Windows machine up and running. I have my big ant server right here, okay, and I already set that up and everything. And I have my big ant console. So let's go ahead and open up big ant console here. We'll say yes. Alright, you registered for it. I just put in, like, you know, just test@test.com, things like that. Click on IP, shows you your local IP address. Alright, and then we click on server and run service control. Once we run that service control, we can see that there's a big ant messaging service on port 6660. That's actually where we're going to be attacking today, over the ant server. So let's go ahead and open up Immunity Debugger. Alright. And we'll attach it. Now we're going to have to do this pretty much every single time. And we're also going to have to, we're going to have to open up Immunity Debugger and run as administrator. And we're going to have to do this every single time. So every time we want to do it, we have to exit out Immunity Debugger, go back in. That's why I noticed the easiest way to do it was to know that it's actually up and running and working and everything. So we're going to attach it in here. Yes, it's more tedious, but it also, in the long run, will make the process faster. Let's go ahead and start this guy up. And let's go ahead, and I already have a script already made. Actually, I have the whole thing already made. But we're going to go ahead and delete a lot of that information. We'll just, we'll save as another one, and we'll delete all the stuff for it. Literally just did this one, so we'll save as. We'll just call this ant server exploit, like that. Okay. Ant server exploit. We'll hit save. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to get rid of a lot of this information. So we'll get rid of all the shellcode in here. Oh, I did not save that as a .py, did I? So let's go ahead and save as ant server exploit.py. This should be a Python file. Now, if you don't have Python running on your machine, this will not work, obviously. So you do need to have Python on your VM machine for Windows. Let's go ahead and delete all this. We'll delete all that. Okay. We'll delete our A's times 962. We'll actually do A's times 2500 at first. We're going to delete both of our buffers here. Delete both of those guys. We'll delete our NOP sled here. Okay, we'll delete our shellcode here. We'll also delete those D's, like right there. Because the very first thing we want to do is just see, can this guy actually be overloaded, right? Overflowed. So we're going to do an send to USB. Right? That's what we're actually going to attack today. Plus the buffer. And then we're going to return and return again. Okay, and that's going to print s.send, and hopefully we overflow it with this. So now we have that. We can go ahead and save this. Control S. Open up our, actually, can you guys even see that? Let me go ahead and try to make that bigger format. Can I zoom in on this at all? Like Control Plus? Can't do a Control Plus. Edit. Can I make the font bigger? Expand Word. Go to line. Just trying to see if I can make this font bigger at all. Set a breakpoint. Configure idle file. Not seeing anywhere where I can make this guy bigger for you. Run Python. Now you should be able to see it, but I want you guys doing that number. I know it's hard to see on a phone no matter what. Live cam pause. Live cam's been pausing lately for some reason. I've been having a problem with that lately. I don't know what's going on with it. We're just gonna go ahead and shut it off for now. Thank you very much. But yeah, it's been freezing up lately, so I'm gonna take a look at that. Or look into that. You know, I might have it in the 2.0. Not like the 3.1 USB port. I think I might have moved it, so I'll have to look into that. So yeah, but we get our, where am I here? There we go. So I can't figure out how to make that any bigger, but so you guys can see it. Alright, so let's go ahead and, we already got Immunity Debugger open, right? He's running, so let's go ahead and see if we can overflow this guy first. And we're going to start off doing the same stuff that we always have. As you can see, we're going to port 6660, 192.168.0.35, which was my IP address. We're going to send those 2500 A's, right? Go ahead and send that off, and as we see, the program does crash. We get a pause down here. And now what we want to do is we want to actually, instead of just, hey, the program crashed or whatever else, we want to actually see if we can step forward. Okay, so there's an access violation most likely, right? So let's go ahead and press Shift F9. You see how we jumped forward there, and now we have all these 4 ones on the EIP value? So we said, see this access value when executing blah blah blah, press Shift F9 to pass exception to program. We just have passed that exception to the program. We said, yeah, we don't care. And now we have all these 4 ones like right here. So our EIP value is saying that, yes, we did overwrite the EIP value. Now, just like usual, like with anything else, we have to control that EIP value, just like we've been doing with the stack overflows and everything like that, to actually get the information that we want to get. Okay. But now what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on the SEH. Since we passed that exception value, which is the exception handler, we're going to start to look into that. All right. And we can see like right here we have an SE handler. So let's go ahead and go to view, and I believe it's SEH chain. Okay, and we see that we do have an SEH chain, and right here's our 41414141. So we can start to work with that guy now, right? So now what we have to do is we have to find the offset, just like we always do. So we do know that there is a SEH handler. Okay, when there's an SEH handler, there's also something called an SEH, which is usually 4 bytes. So we have to keep that in the back of our minds. All right. And what we'll do is we're going to now make the program, we're going to do our MSF pattern create, just like we have before, and then do those different bytes with it, right? So let me go ahead, and I'm just going to do it real quick, since you guys have seen this 1,000 times. MSF tag pattern, well, if you haven't seen it 1,000 times, you've at least seen it 4 times if you've been watching these videos. And we're just going to make it for a length of 2,500. So I'm going to copy him, go back to my Windows machine, right? I know you guys couldn't see any of that, but literally just copy him, went back to my Windows machine. And for our buffer this time, we'll do, yep, we got that. Buff equals our 2,500 bytes now, right? So let's go ahead and get rid of this buffer up here. Okay, because now we have our 2,500 bytes. Alright. So we're still just attaching that buffer and everything. Control S. Let's go ahead and totally exit out of Immunity Debugger. Go to our ant server, restart all. Right click on Immunity Debugger, run as administrator. We have to do this every single time. Okay, I did notice that if I didn't do this, it became kind of weird, things like that. Weird things happen. So the more weird stuff that's happening during things like this, the less less we're most likely to find out about it. So let's go ahead and we start that program back up again, right? And let's go ahead and send off that exploit again. So ant server.exploit should have crashed the program. It did. Let's go ahead and view that CPU. All right. And from here, what we're going to do is we're going to pass off again that exception handler, right? Shift F9 or Shift F9, yep. And we see our EIP value is now this. All right. Is that the EIP value that we want? I don't know yet. Okay, I do not know. So, but we did get an EIP value. It did crash. Okay, we may have to maybe do it again. So we may have to maybe do a Shift F7 again. That does not seem like a good value to me, like right there. There we go. Now we got something. Okay, now we have something like right there. 423. Because those 0 zeros, that's not going to be in there. So that's how I knew that was not a good value. So let's right click and let's copy that selection to clipboard. And we'll say that, hey, we crashed there, right? So now we come back over in here. We'll do our pound sign. And we'll say offset equals that. Okay, now we need to figure out right where that's at. Again, you're just going to do MSF pattern offset this time. Tac L, the length, which is 2,500. Tac Q, this like right here. So I'm just going to hop over to my Kali machine like real quick. And I'm going to go ahead and type that in. MSF pattern offset. I know you guys can't see this. Okay, tac L 2,500, tac Q. And we get an exact match offset of 966. That's not our offset though. So we'll say offset equals 966. However, that is not going to be our offset. Because like I said in the beginning, we also have an SEH handler, that SEH. So our offset is actually going to be 4 bytes below that. Okay, I know that now we got to start, subtracting stuff and everything like that. Alright, but our offset's actually going to be lower than what we actually had like right there. Alright, so we're going to take away 4 bytes. So our offset's now going to be 962, right? So 962, there we go. And now we need to see, okay, with that offset, and with a length of 2,500, I'll show you what I'm talking about here with that, can we actually do something with all that, right? So now we need to change up how our script is actually running here. Alright, so let me go ahead and grab my notes over here, because it'll make my life a lot easier. Oh man, I am clicking around everywhere. I'm a clicking machine. That's Notepad++. That's that guy. There's my Python script. Alright, you can also do this in Notepad++ if you want to. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do a buff plus equals, and we're going to do A times 962, right? 4 B's, 4 C's, and then we're going to do 2500 D's minus the length of the buffer. I'll show you what that looks like. So we're going to do buff equals A times 962, because of those 4 bytes for the NSEH, plus buff plus equals 4 B's, buff plus equals 4 C's. Now those 4 B's, that's what's going to overwrite the NSEH. Those 4 C's are what's going to overwrite the EIP, hopefully. Buff plus equals D times 2500 minus length of the buffer. So we're going to do that like this. D times 2500, right? And I made a D the lowercase. There we go. There we go. D times 2500 parentheses, right? Yeah, it's parentheses. Okay. Parentheses 2500, or D times parentheses 2500 minus LEN minus the length, right, of buff. Okay. So we have to do that because we're working with that structure exception handler. Okay, so we're going to set that 2500 again. We know it crashed there, but it's going to send 2500 minus the length of the buffer with all this stuff. And you'll see it work after that. So let's go ahead and save this guy now. We'll save him. We'll exit out of here again. We'll restart all inside that big ant console there. And now, like I said before, this stuff is going way above and beyond what you'll ever need to know for CPPT or OSCP. This is for exploit development. We'll go ahead and we'll attach our ant server again. We'll attach that. Alright. So we get that guy up and running, right? What's up?
Can I grab a Pop-Tart?
Yeah. Alright, so we attach our ant server, okay? And then from here what we'll do is we'll run that Python script again. Let's go ahead and move him over. Oh, get him up and running first. F9. Ant server, we'll attach him again. And now we're here, right? So remember, we have to pass off that exception, right? Because this is an exception thing. So now we can see, are we going to be able to control the EIP value? So we'll do a shift F9. And yes, EIPs are all C's. So like I said, we sent 962 A's. The 4 B's were for the NSEH. The 4 C's were for the EIP. And then the rest is going to be D's. Okay. So we can see like right here. Alright, that's our NSEH. Okay. Let me actually go ahead and, I know I can do it with this one. Font 6. There we go. So we got our 4 B's. We have our C's as our EIP value. And then the rest of it. So do we know that we can control the EIP? Yes, we do. Okay, so now what we need to do is now we need to find a jump point for pop ret. Okay, and that's a pop return. That's what we're going to be doing now. Okay, and we're going to find the jump point same way we've done before, except for this time we're going to type in Mona SEH. So we're going to do a Mona SEH, enter, and this is going to give you a lot of jump points. It's actually frozen like right now. I'll tell you how many jump points you're going to get. You are going to get a lot. Let's go ahead and minimize him. And we get this like right here. We found 1,493 jump points. Alright. So it's only showing 20. So where did all those jump points go, right? Going to exit out of here. Don't save that one. Okay. Hopefully I just didn't erase the one that it just gave me. But where did all those jump points go? Let's go ahead and go into File Explorer here. We'll go to Immunity Debugger. Right, wherever you have it at. And then you'll see SEH. Let's go ahead and double click on that. And we get an SEH file here. Okay. Great. Awesome. Scroll down. Now you don't want to pick a jump point that has 0x04 on it. Or 0x10 or 0x08. Nothing like that. Okay. So we're just going to keep scrolling. Alright, 0x08. Nope. And I'm actually going to look for pop. And then I'm going to look for EIP. So I had a lot of problems with the pop ret on this guy. So I'm going to look for ESI and EDI for my pop, which could be a little bit of the ways down here. So I'm looking for pop, oh, ESI, nope, ESI, EDI, that's what I want. ESI, there's EDI, ESI, man, he is, oh, do we not have any? I did an hour ago. There's EDI, ESI. What about ESI, EDI? ESI, EDI. There we go. So I'm looking for these guys like right here. This is what I want to see, okay? ASLR is false. Rebase false. Safe SEH is false. Okay? OS is true. That's fine. Alright? And we don't need to actually attack this ant server. We're actually going to be attacking this VBA Jet 32 DLL. Okay? So we're looking at this guy, and this is going to be our jump value. That's not going to be the only jump value that we put in, but that's going to be our jump value. So let's go ahead and get back into our ant server, and we'll say pop ret goes to him. Okay, and that's going to be for pop return. Okay, that's what that's going to be for. And you'll see it here in a second. Whenever we go to exploit him again, we'll see all that, right? So we found him now. And now what we have to do is we have to send off this exploit again, except for this time we are not going to pass the exception off. Alright, we're going to scroll down until we see the SEH handler and make sure that everything's added up correctly. Okay. So let's go ahead and make sure that he's falling on a pop for ESI. That's what we're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead and save him. Control S. Okay, we're going to exit out of here again. Minimize. Right click on Immunity Debugger, run as administrator, or you can just have it running as administrator. I've been doing that every single time. Usually you don't have to keep doing that, so F1 ant server. Nope, ant server still shut down. I forgot to restart all for him. Then we'll do file, attach, ant server, attach that guy back on there. Okay. And so we got him back up, and then we're going to send out that Python file again. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll do ant server, we'll send him off. Oh, maybe I should actually have him up and running first. He paused immediately, hopefully that worked. The IP value looks correct, ant server, okay. Let's not touch him yet, let's see if we can actually do everything that we want to do, okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down until we see, there's all of our A's, alright. There's our B's and our C, and then we see SE handler, and it did not work. Okay, we should see a bunch of gibberish like right here. So let me go ahead and restart him again. Restart all, exit out of here, right click, run as administrator, yes. You mess up once, you gotta restart the whole thing. File, attach, ant server, attach. Alright, start him up. Now we'll go ahead and send off that ant server. Alright, cool, there we go. Alright, there's all of our A's, A's, B's, C's. I should be seeing some gibberish underneath here. I don't know why I'm not. Because that would be our SEH after that. Yeah, I should be seeing a lot of gibberish. Let's go ahead and look at the C's. We'll look like right here and see like right where, we'll go ahead and right click on that and see if we can actually follow and dump, which we cannot like right now. So it looks like we're going to have to do something else here. Okay, because we can't follow him and dump like right now. We don't want to actually send off that exception yet, because if we do that, then we're going to be really messed up. So we don't want to do that just yet. Okay. We do want to see that pop ret though, and that's something I'm not seeing like right now. So we found our jump point right. We put our jump point in, right? Did we actually put it in properly? Did we actually put our jump point in? No, we 100% did not even put the jump point in. Maybe next time I should actually put the jump point actually in, huh? So buff plus equals, I believe the jump point goes like right here. It does go down in order, so we have to make sure that we do put it in order properly. And yeah, we want to make sure that we actually get that guy properly, which he should go like right there. If he doesn't, he might go up one. So we want to, let's go ahead and throw him in there, and we'll see what happens. We'll do a slash XA7, right, because we're doing little Indian format, right, slash X3A, slash X9A, slash X0F. Okay, let's go ahead and send him off. I think that's the way the slasher is supposed to go. I always forget which way the slasher is supposed to go, but let's go ahead and restart this guy, right? So we'll do a restart all, since we didn't even put in the proper stuff in the first place. I'm hoping I put him in the right spot. I'm pretty sure I did. About to find out. I think those guys are supposed to be a different color, though. I just figure which way they're supposed to go. If it doesn't work that way, we'll flip it around. We'll do it the other way. Right-click in Mute Debugger, run as administrator, yes. Alright, let's go ahead and run him. We'll attach him, attach Ant server, attach F9, get him up and running right. Okay, he's up and running and everything. And let's go ahead and send out this Ant server. Hopefully this works. We'll scroll down until we find all of our A's, our B's, and then finally our C's. And yep, we get a whole bunch of crap afterwards, right? So we did. We put our jump point in the right place, and we get all this crap afterwards. Let's go ahead and right click, and we're going to follow that in disassembler, and we do have a pop ret. Is ESI EDI return. So we are in the right spot, or we do have, it did do what it was supposed to do. How about that? Okay, awesome. Now we need to change up our exploit again, because we know we're in the right spot now. We know that we can control the EIP value with those C's that we control the EIP value with, right? So we know we can do that. We know that our pop ret is working properly. So now what we need to do is we're going to add in some like NOPs kind of things, and also some stuff that works for SEH. Okay, so we're going to do an XEB, X06, X90, X90, then that buffer. So we're getting rid of the B's now. We are now going to be getting rid of the B's. I'll show you that. Okay, so the B's are now going to become XEB slash X06 slash X90 slash X90. Okay. From there, we are then, and you can look up an SEH and find out a lot more information on this. It actually runs some type of command within SEH for that to actually work properly. Okay. From there, we're going to get rid of our C's, and we're just going to have our pop ret there. Okay. Then at the end, we're going to put in, we're going to leave our D's. Okay. So from here, we're going to get rid of this guy. Delete, delete. And now we should just leave our D's, and we should be good now. And some documentation, you may see to add in a buff plus equals slash XCC. Okay. I did that in the beginning. We'll do it now. I did it in the beginning. I noticed that during my actual exploitation, that was messing it up. So I had to get rid of it, which that allowed me to actually exploit it. Alright. So now we're going to go ahead and we're going to run this again. And we're going to run this, and we're just going to see what happens with it and everything. We should be pretty good to go. Okay, from here. So let's go ahead and file. We already saved that, right? Save. Okay, we already got our pop ret. We have our offset and everything. Let's go ahead and minimize out of here. Nothing strange should happen whenever we run this again. That's really all we're doing here, is to make sure that nothing weird happens. And then from there, we'll throw in our bad characters, and finally we'll get our our reverse shell. So we're restarting that. Okay, let's go ahead and exit out of View Debugger. Right click, we'll run as administrator. Yes. File, attach. We'll attach that at server again, attach. Okay, we'll go ahead and print, or F9 him. I always said print screen by accident. I have so much stuff saved. Alright, we'll minimize him, and we'll fire off that Ant server exploit. Mute Debugger crashed. Okay, cool. Looking like everything's still the same that we had before, so nothing's really changed here. Okay. Looking like pass that along. Let's pass him along again. Pass him along again. So it looks looking like right now we're looking pretty good. Okay, we're passing him along. He's doing what he's supposed to do. So we look pretty good now. All right. So now let's go ahead and let's start working out our bad characters. Right. Nothing else happened. right? Nothing like crazy happened. No other SEH values got in the way. Nothing like that. So let's just go ahead and send out for bad characters now, which I have my Python bad character script. You guys all know that one. So I'm going to go ahead and throw him into here now. Okay. Which that bad character script also is on GitHub. So you should be able to find that on there, okay? So we'll do a buff, or we'll do a bad char equals, we can just actually do buff, just to keep it the same. Buff plus equals, okay, our bad characters, right? Boom. We'll do a save from there. Now, remember last time I was saying that X0A and X0D are most likely going to be bad characters, usually bad characters, along with X00. So we already know that one. The X0A, I've been saying that for the past few videos now. X0A and X0D are most likely going to be bad characters. Let's go ahead and send out these bad characters, and from here we'll see what's going to happen next. So we save that guy, exit out of here. We'll go ahead and restart all. Right click on Mutiny Debugger, run as administrator, yes. Oh, you okay, sweetheart?
Okay.
And then we'll do a file, whoops, we'll attach him, right, Control F1 to attach, or file, attach, and server, attach, get him up and running, F9, and we are about to get a lot of crap here, just so you know, a lot of gibberish here. We'll do our ant server, okay, there we go. Alright, now if we already try to follow and dump, alright, we're not going to be able to follow it at all. Alright, as you can see, there's nothing in here. We have a whole bunch of Ks and things like that. Well, that's not going to work. Where are all these Ks, right? And we don't really see anything that we can actually go off of here. Like nothing that like starts like, okay, you know, we don't have a 01, 02, 03. We don't see much at all. Alright, what if we Control F9, or Shift F9, excuse me, right? And then we can go ahead and try to follow him and dump, okay? Yeah, still nothing we can really follow over here, right? Like I said before, X0A and X0D are most likely going to be bad characters. That might be breaking this whole thing. X0A and X0D might just be breaking, crushing this entire script. So let's go ahead and get rid of X0A and X0D first. And then we'll keep working out from there, because it's probably not, you know, it's probably being pretty mean with those bad characters like right there. So let's do that. Those two are mean guys, X0A and X0D. Okay, now let's go ahead and save that now. We'll exit out of here. We'll go ahead and right click on mute, or excuse me, restart all. Right click on Mutiny Debugger, run as administrator, yes. I got about 9 minutes left. We'll attach him, 9 to 10 minutes. Ant server, attach him. We'll get him up and running, okay, and then we'll send out that exploit again. Ant server exploit, okay, let's go ahead and follow that ESP in the dump. So I don't remember if we're supposed to follow it before or after you allow it. Alright, it's looking like we followed it before. So now we actually have, it looks like something we can actually follow down here, right? A01, 02, 03, 04. We got all these FFFFFs, okay. We keep coming up, and then all of a sudden we have 2F, 2E. Okay, so it looks like 25 is broke. There's 24, so 25 looks like it's broken. We have 21, and then we have 27, 3D. So it looks like 20 broke it, and 25 broke it. You see, like right here, 21 and 25. So let's go ahead and get rid of 21 and 25 now, and see if we can get more on there. So we'll get rid of X21, right? So let's Control F, X21. We found him, and then X25, obviously. Let's get rid of those two like real quick. Or it's not X21, was it? It was X20. So let's do X21 like right there. X20 is who we want to actually get rid of. And then X25. Let's go ahead and get rid of him. Now you can see that even with SEH, we're still doing the same thing that we've done before. We're not doing anything really different, right? We're trying to control the EIP. We're finding the bad character. Still finding the bad character the same way. It's just really just, hey, how are you sending it off? That's different. Let's go ahead and exit out of here. Right click or restart all. Right click on Mutiny Debugger. Go ahead and run as administrator. Yes. And then from here we will we'll attach him. Control F1. Right. Ant server. Attach him. get him up and running. F9. Okay, cool. And then from here, we'll go ahead and fire off the exploit again. Now remember, I did get rid of 0A, 0D, 20, and 25 so far. And X00 is most likely already bad. So we got our ESP. Let's go ahead and follow that and dump. Alright, and we're going to try to find right where this guy is actually looking like he's going to be at. Okay, remember, we might have to pass the exception handler. We don't know yet. Okay, so we got rid of 20 so far. 25. Not seeing too much in here. Looks like something might be still breaking it because we're not really getting much over here. I'm trying to find. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Scroll down like a little bit, and it looks like we're good over here. So we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's something we haven't seen in a while. X0A is gone because we already got rid of it. So we got BC, D's gone. We already got rid of it. EF, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. We just keep going down, doing our eye test right. 24, 25 is gone right. We got rid of that. 20 is gone. So it's looking like this guy now, at least from here to here, looking a lot better than what he was before, right? So let's go ahead and try to fire him off. Right? We think we have the bad characters. We think we know what we're doing now. And yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and write those down, those bad characters. So we had £, bad characters. We have X00. Let's go ahead and just do it just like this. So we can just copy and paste it. X00, X0A, X0D, X20, X25. Right? And let's go ahead and make an exploit now. Alright, so we'll go ahead and we'll add something in here called shellcode. Actually, we can just leave it right on buff, in all honesty. We just leave it right there. Or we can make that equal to shellcode. We'll actually do it like that. We'll do shellcode equals that, okay. We'll do that for now. We'll get rid of this whole thing because this guy looks pretty good now. We'll say home buff plus equals shellcode, right? Let's go ahead and save that for now, okay? And we'll come back over to my calculation machine here, and now I'll actually open it up so you guys can actually see what the heck we're actually doing here, right? And we're just going to use an MSF Venom thing, like right here. So let me go ahead and get you guys on my calculation machine here. Boom, there you go, okay? So we'll go ahead and we'll use MSF Venom. MSF Venom. We'll do a Windows shell reverse TCP, bad bytes of X00, X0A, X0D, X20, X25. Attack F, we're going to write it in C. Exit function equals thread, so that's nicer. Our local host, who are we, right? So let's go ahead and Control-Shift-O, ifconfig. We are 192.168.0.21. What port do you want to listen on? We'll say 4444. I also already have a multi-handler up and running. We show options for this. We can see that's 4444, 192.168.0.21. Our payload is Windows Shell Reverse TCP. Let's go ahead and get that running. Okay, we got that guy all ready to go. We'll enter down here, and we'll go ahead and copy and paste that shell code into our exploit. All right, so let's go ahead and grab all the shell code like right here. There we go. Okay, and let's go ahead and get back into our exploit here. Let me go ahead and get you guys back in my exploit here also. There you go, okay. Back in the exploit now, right? So shellcode is going to be, there we go. Okay, and that'll be our shellcode, right? And we'll go ahead and try to fire that off. Okay, I think I have the shellcode or all of this down here in the right spot. Okay, because we're going to do the overflow. We'll do that. We'll jump to there. XCC. Ooh, might actually want to change out the XCC to an X90. Make that a knob sled. Maybe like times 16 or something like that for a knob sled, right? Let's try that. And then from there, that should be just about it. So we got our X90 knob sled, and then we got it's our X90 knob sled and our shellcode, right? Let me go ahead and make sure of that. X90 knob sled. Bye, beautiful. I love you. All right, X90 knob sled to our shellcode, right? So that's all looking pretty good, like right there. And then D to the 2500 minus the length of the bus, right? So yeah, I mean, this all looks pretty solid. Let's go ahead and Control S, save him 1,000 times. We will exit out of here. We will not open him up again because we are just confident people. we already have our multi-handler up and running right. And I got 2 minutes left before my son wakes up, or before I have to wake him up. He doesn't really wake up on his own ever. So let me go ahead and we'll fire this guy off. We're confident people, so I'm probably just going to look like an idiot like right now. And if I bring you back to my Kali machine here, there we go. Okay, and we have, who am I? NT System Authority. It does die. That's because Windows 10, it's not, I mean, we are doing it on a Windows 10 machine, and we are doing just a straight up payload. I mean, the live antivirus stuff is going to catch it. You know, it's not very difficult for that to catch it. Okay, not difficult at all for that to catch it. If we actually turn everything off, I mean, obviously for real, we would actually do we would have different stuff on to where, or we would have like different like encoders, things like that, to where it would work a lot better. But yeah, obviously that's going to be caught like right now. So I'm going to run it again because I just turned off something over there. We'll see if it stays up for a little bit longer. And I'm just going to run that exploit again, see if it comes back to us. It does. Who am I? And I am obviously NT Authority System. Alright, so that is an SEH handler, like right there. I hope you guys learned something. I know I did. I've learned a lot going through that guy. And just, just messing with the payload, things like that, looking up different things. So I learned a ton going through that one for SEH Overflow. It was a ton of fun also. My notes are on here. The notes are right here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. So we will we'll obviously do the next one. It's going to be another structured exception handler overflow. We'll do a couple of these, and then we'll move on to the next portion. So if you guys are liking these videos, let me know. If this is way over your head and you're like, yo, screw this, let me know. I do want to make stuff that you guys do like and that you guys do appreciate, things like that. I don't want to make something that, is just way over you guys' head and you guys are like, yo, what the heck are you talking about, dude? And that's boring to you. So let me know in the comments or whatever if you guys like this stuff. If it's way over your head, let me know, and we'll start to move on to something else. I was doing exploit development September, but if it's too much, let me know. Alright, so that is it for this video. You guys have a good one. Thanks for tuning in and everything. I'll stick around for any questions for a couple minutes. But yeah, that's going to be it for this one.